Initializing connection. Establishing network connectivity. Processing. Upload complete.
Hi, I'm James GK, and you're watching Pixel Politics, the only show that... Quick! Ed, put it up on the board! Got you. Now we've got to do it. Well, that's too bad, because today we're going to talk about superdelegates, or at least we're going to talk about how we talk about superdelegates. So let's get this out of the way first. Superdelegates are not bound delegates. They have not cast their final vote on who they believe the nominee should be. That would happen much later in the process during the Democratic Convention. That being said, the idea that superdelegates have not, will not, and cannot rig the outcomes of a primary are technically correct. Technically. However, they are being used to alter the perceptions of those outcomes, and thus in lies the DNC's voter suppression tactic. 538 has total delegates allocated at 2,404, Hillary Clinton taking 54.4% of these, and Bernie Sanders taking 45.6%, or a difference of 8.8% in Hillary's favor. The Real Clear Politics total is 2,827 delegates, 62.2% of these going to Clinton and 37.8% to Bernie, a difference of 24.4% in her favor. You're probably thinking, whoa, how can those totals be so different? Well, Real Clear Politics is only including 31 of the total 101 pledged delegates out of Washington, a state Bernie Sanders overwhelmingly won, and they are including all 500 of the superdelegates who have endorsed thus far. And both of these numbers are right. They were both reached using very solid math that I can't really dispute. However, the perceptions that they paint are very different. You see, in the Real Clear Politics total, the gap between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders is 250% larger than the gap between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders in the 538 model. So when you turn to a traditional media source and you see that Hillary Clinton has 1,700 delegates locked down, that's the total off of Real Clear Politics. And my problem with that is it's usually accompanied with pundits who are talking about the direction the primary is headed, or where it's likely to end up. And 538's model is much more predictive of this, because the blog uses only pledged delegates to reach the total. Pledged delegates are bound to their vote, therefore it will not have changed by the time the convention rolls around. However, 20% of the total used on Real Clear Politics have the potential to be changed. That is, of course, if we are to believe the narrative that the superdelegates will always cast their vote in line with what the voters have requested. And lastly, let's turn our attention to our 2016 Feel the Burn panic level. I've had to bring mine back to cautiously optimistic. It was higher, but was calmed a little by 27 to 47,000 people in NYC. Wow! Love you guys. And that's the program for today. Just a real quick shout out to Barney Frank. I hate your cartoon dog voice. I wish I no longer had to hear it. As always, I'm your host, James GK, and you just watched Pixel Politics.